Hi everyone, and today I'm gonna talk about my first game of my two-game match versus the player named Samurai Warrior that I played in the long play tournament. For those who are interested, I'll paste the link in the description below of this video. It's a really cool tournament, and hopefully there'll be many matches posted from this one. So anyway, I was choosing the faction first, and I chose Bretonnia, and my opponent locked in the Chaos. And when I was picking my army, my obvious pick first was to lock in four foot squires, right? So I locked four foot squires, and then the rest I chose one Pegasus Knights, one Lord, and the Cav. So like I chose maybe 4 or 5 units of Cav, maybe 4 Questing Knights or something like this. But then I thought, what if my opponent brings Halberdiers? Then I'll be just dead. And I reconsidered. So I brought a very peasant oriented Bretonnia army. I have 2 guys with Poxeros as a bowman. I also added 4 Halberdiers all the way around, and the Damsel of Life and the Grail Reliquary in the middle, so that it has a really nice buff. It kind of like gives extra leadership to all these guys, and it's not that far from the foot squire. So usually Chaos do not really bring too many skirmishers, so it's a really safe choice, I feel like, to put your units in the boxes, not really stretching them, because say if it was I was fighting the Empire, this would be really deadly, because if he brought artillery, he would just be plowing through my guys with those cannonballs. But here I feel pretty safe grouping up my units. What this gives is that it's really much harder for the Cav to pierce through them, even for those foot squires that don't have the bonus defense against large. But anyway, so yeah, you can see this boxed up formation, which I was very proud of at the time. And my opponent, oops, I'll stop. My opponent brought a very strong army. So he has those 4 cast marauders up front. According to the rules of this tournament, you can only bring 4 of the same kind of the units. That's why none of us has really more than, say, 4 marauders, or I don't have more than foot squires. Otherwise I would have brought like 6 maybe. So he has Forsaken, the line of Forsaken, which is really strong against unarmored units like the halberdiers that I have. And then in the back, probably he was wary of my cavalry, cavalry prowess, so he brought 3 units of halberds backed up by those nice dragon ogres who have the anti-large bonus. So if I had cavalry, he would just probably dumpster me really quickly. Granted, I did bring 1 unit of the Questing Knights just in case I wanted to get off these real chargers and so on. Maybe if my opponent was distracted. And then in terms of leadership, he has a Chaos Lord and the Chaos Sorcerer of Death with the Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna, and aspect of the Dread Knight, I think. Is that his? Oh, Soulblight. Okay. So he was really thinking that maybe I would not bring the Flyers, and he is so wrong, because I have the Pegasus Knights. They'll just make minced meat. And for some reason he decided to take his Lord away and only fight with the Sorcerer of Death, which I would love to, honestly. And you can see I immediately jump on him with my Lord and the Pegasus Knights, and he drops Fate of Buna, but I immediately counter him with the heal. So, and the Shield of Thorns. Actually, yeah. So you are not allowed to use the the Earthblood as Bretonnia or Empire in this tournament. So instead I brought Regrowth, which is obviously much more powerful tool for resurrecting you, not resurrecting, for healing your units. And you can see his sorcerer has no chance. He dives in with his Lord. Here I think I got enough for the Regrowth, and I cast Regrowth on my guys. And you can see my Pegasus Knights, they didn't lose any models. So this spell will just do wonders for them, right? So they'll have their HP coming almost to full. So now I really have to make sure that his sorcerer is getting out of this. So I redirect 1 Pegasus Knight unit on him, and my Lord will keep chasing his Lord. And here, his halberds are behind, his dragon ogres are also lagging. So I see the opportunity, and I decide to charge my Cav into these poor Chaos Marauders before he can actually react with his Forsaken or halberds and catch me. So yeah, here I was not sure, but I decided just to make sure and escort his sorcerer out. And you can see this nice rear charge by my question knights, but they didn't actually do that much because I was wary of his units, and I decided to pull back. And now you can see the lines meet, and I didn't want to get, to take his charge bonus, and I put my foot squires up front, and I also charged the pole arm. So you can see now the front lines clashing really strong. So now my Pegasus Knights making sure that his Sorcerer of Death is going back, because you can see his leadership is 10, so he would have come back and Spirit Leeched me or Buned me. I don't want that. So here you can see my opponent did better than I did, like I missed this charge. But granted, these guys, the Chaos Marauders, don't have the best. It's just 16, yeah, it's not really that much. So here, my opponent makes a smart move. He starts to outflank me. First with this Chaos Warriors on the right, he puts his Dragon Ogres up around, but they have scaly skin, not that much of armor, so I put my one unit of Peasant Bowmen on them with the Pox arrows and start shooting them. Poison, they will be slowed, so they won't be able to, go around that efficiently. You can see here my Halberds are getting dumpstered by his Chaos Warriors, but my Lord is doing fine, because instead of fighting, he was running away, but my Lord is faster. So my Pegasus Knights are coming back now. Coming back now, please. Okay, it makes me look like a retard, but yeah. I thought, yeah, now finally they're coming back, right? His Dragon Ogres are making too much of a loop around, and yeah, my Pegasus Knights will come back and be able to charge this guy. So now the biggest danger for me is the Dragon Ogres, right? Then if I can deal with Forsaken, I'll have mobility advantage, and I'll just charge in and out my Question Knights. So you can see now our sustained combat. They have Shield of Thorns cast on them, and they're doing really good, like extra weapon damage. Of course, you need armor piercing versus Chaos. Even Forsaken, they have 75 armor. And these guys, unfortunately, are coming through and are about to wrap up my flank. So I start poisoning them, and he decides to pull into my archers, which is probably a smart move. And here, that's what I was afraid of. His Dragon Ogres just slamming into my Peasant Bowmen. But, luckily for me, he decided to reroute them and go into my units. Actually, I caught them, but instead of pulling them through, maybe he mismicroed them and stayed in the combat. So here, he lands his Lord, tries to surround my Lord, which is smart, and gets his Potion of Toughness, but still, he didn't bring the Potion of Foolhardiness, and this cost him. My advice, guys, always bring it. It costs like what, 60 gold? You see, now he wasted his Potion of Toughness. He cannot heal anymore. Obviously, they don't have heal, and now my Lord will just have a field day chasing this guy, and now he cannot even run away properly because my guys are blocking him. So anyway, luckily I got this Dragon Ogres caught, and you can see my archers doing some damage, because I really need my Pegasus Knights to come back and charge those guys. I have nothing to deal with them. My Halberds are really occupied. As you can see, my center is almost broken, but this Men-at-Arms, they are doing wonders. Look, just one unit is holding Forsaken, Marauders, and the Spartan Champions, which is great. Like, when you are guys fighting, you should avoid this situation, right? He should have just flanked. Right, even Marauders, they'll just probably wipe the floor with my guys. And here as well, like 1 unit, 2 units are holding 3 units. This is great. So yeah, neither of us really had this nice calf advantage. These guys already have 47 kills, which is nice. They don't have a lot of charge bonus, the Question Knights. They should be left in the melee, but I believe sometime later I'll just circle them out. Now look at my Pegasus Knights, Regrowth. Amazing spell. Look at this, full health. Like, they just killed, a Chaos Sorcerer, no big deal, and now are coming back. Now he finally notices that his Dragon Ogres are doing something that probably he didn't really want to, and then they're pulling onto my Peasant Bowmen, but he lost some precious time. Now they are slowed. My Pegasus Knights are almost there, and my Lord is here to block them as well. His Lord is out. Of course he'll come back. He has like 1500 health, which is still a lot. But you can see his Halberds are trying to chase my Lord, right? This gives me time to turn my Peasant Bowmen and shoot them in the back. And finally, his Dragon Ogres are making into my archers, but they're now half health. And look at this brutal charge. The charge on these guys is just amazing. We roll Pegasi, and now my Lord comes in and Terror kicks in, and these guys, 10 kills and already routing. So this was really an underperforming unit. Like, I personally I don't know how to play these guys. Like, I'd rather take one Dragon Ogre Shaggoth for the terror. And honestly, these guys are causing fear. Like, Lord is causing terror. Lord on this birdie is causing terror, while these guys only fear. You kidding me? Look at those guys. They're just beasts. Any peasant will just shit their pants. Are they wearing any pants? Maybe not. No pants. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I never got this. Alright, and now these guys are out. And I didn't want to waste my Pegasi to escort them, so I just put my questing knights to escort the Dragon Ogres. Because actually there were so many halberds left around, so I didn't really want to have my calf somewhere, you know, in the middle fighting the halberds. And I need Pegasi to fight his lord. And now I can just turn my archers and shoot whatever I want. So here you can see my questing knights chasing the Dragon Ogres. They are faster, so I'll have no problem catching up with them. And now I'll just turn my archers and unload into the back of these units. Of course, he kind of like you know, surrounds me, and probably he is winning, but his units are very low, and his lord cannot really help because, you know, it's very dangerous for him to come anywhere near my lord. So there we go. My damsel is doing great. She has still spells left, and I think I'll throw in a magic explosion. Yeah, right here. It will not be like too effective, but still it heals my guys, right? And it still does some damage. And does she have any kills? Damsel, 16 kills, not bad. And of course, again, my peasant bowmen. Look at this. This cheapo units for 500 each. They're just unloading into this Chaos Warriors with halberds, which are, what, 850? A great overall use. Like, look, one volley, 7 kills of Chaos Warriors. This is great. Another volley, what? Another 5 kills, 4 kills. Well, that's not bad. And now I'm just poisoning him, and his lord is trying to come back. But I put my Pegasus Knights. There are 9 of them, and they're tanking actually. But yeah, his lord is going down as well. And I can always come with my lord, who is faster. I just didn't want to, you know, distract my lord, and he's causing terror, so I really wanted to rout this blob as soon as I can. He has almost full aspiring champions who only have 21 kills to their name by now, but I don't have to fight them. My lord is heavy. I'll just pull him out, and I can re-engage wherever I want. And now I see his lord that almost, you know, dealing with my Pegasus Knights, who had 50 kills. This is great. But his lord had 1400, now he's down to 400 HP. And as soon as my lord will come, he will die. And another magic explosion, just basically what it does, just brings the balance bar too much in my favor, and everyone terrorized. So like, I didn't even get to kill his lord, but it was so close. And overall, it turned out to be a very comfortable victory for me. It's like, so first he let his Death Sorcerer get dumpstered really quickly, and I think this was the main mistake he made. And then the Lord could not have done anything. He's just too slow. The Manticore has 80 speed to 90 of the Griffin, and of course I have Pegasus Knights. So then after this, his Lord was doomed. He should have brought Sigvald or like Lord on foot, and then it would have been a much more competitive fight, I think. His Forsaken did really well, but granted they were killing peasants. My bowmen did okay. Of course, this is just kills, but they were poisoning the Dragon Ogres really well. Like, it was really useful. My Questing Knights did okay. My Foot Squires did amazing job. Like, you know, to their price, 70 kills, 65 kills minimum. I think this is a good number. Of course, the Marauders were just a meat shield, and the Aspiring Champion's main goal is not killing but supporting. And he was probably betting on the Forsaken to do the main job, but like, I managed to dumpster them and just terror out them with my Lord really quickly. And my Grail Relic, of course, was just, you know, keeping all my units, or most of my units, in the center in the fight, which is really good thing, especially when you're facing scary units like the Dragon Ogres. Yep, so this is how the first fight went, and I went 1 up. So see you guys later.